Have you ever wondered how Google Assistant or Siri understands your commands? Or how Facebook translates posts from different languages? This is all thanks to a field called natural language processing, or NLP. But have you ever considered how complex the task of understanding and interpreting human language is for a machine? Welcome to our dive into the intricate world of NLP, a fascinating field that aims to bridge the gap between human language and computer understanding. With the rise of digital personal assistants, online chatbots, and machine translation, NLP has become a cornerstone of artificial intelligence. But don't be fooled by the seamless interactions you have with these technologies. Behind the scenes, they grapple with a host of challenges. One of the most common and perplexing issues is ambiguity. It's a part of our daily language. The same word or phrase can mean different things depending on the context. For instance, the word bat could refer to a nocturnal creature or a piece of sports equipment. It's a piece of cake for us humans to figure out which one is being referred to based on the conversation. But for a machine, that's a whole different ballgame. This brings us to our second challenge: context. The meaning of words can change drastically based on what surrounds them. Consider the phrase, "I'm feeling blue." Without context, a machine might interpret this as someone literally turning the color blue, when in reality, it's an expression of feeling sad. Capturing this context accurately is no small feat, and it's crucial for effective communication. Then come the cultural nuances. Language is deeply intertwined with culture, and the same words or expressions can mean different things in different cultural contexts. A phrase that's considered a compliment in one culture might be seen as rude in another. Recognizing these nuances is key to developing inclusive and culturally sensitive language models. In this video, we will explore these challenges in detail and discuss how they impact the field of NLP. So, whether you're a seasoned NLP practitioner or just curious about the field, buckle up for an enlightening journey into the complexities of natural language processing. Imagine you hear the sentence, "I saw a man on a hill with a telescope." Who had the telescope? The man or the observer? This is an example of ambiguity in language. This is where we dive into the challenge of ambiguity in natural language processing, or NLP. The telescope conundrum is a classic example of syntactic ambiguity, where a sentence structure allows for multiple interpretations. It's like a linguistic optical illusion. You can see the man with a telescope or the observer with a telescope. Ambiguity doesn't stop there. It also stretches into the realm of words themselves. Take the word bat, for instance. Are we talking about the nocturnal creature or the tool used in baseball? The meaning changes drastically depending on the context, and this is what we call lexical ambiguity. So why is ambiguity such a challenge in NLP? Well, it's because computers, unlike humans, don't have the ability to understand context intuitively. Humans can usually discern the intended meaning based on the conversation or the situation, but for a machine, it's a different story. This can lead to misinterpretations and misunderstandings, hindering the effectiveness of language processing. Consider the rise of voice-activated assistants like Siri or Alexa. If these devices misinterpret your request due to ambiguity, the results can range from mildly amusing to downright frustrating. That's why handling ambiguity is a critical aspect of NLP. Resolving ambiguity is no small feat. It requires sophisticated methods and strategies. One common approach is the use of statistical models to predict the most likely interpretation based on the context. Another is the use of knowledge graphs, which provide a semantic understanding of words and their relationships. In the end, ambiguity is a testament to the richness and complexity of human language. It's a hurdle that keeps NLP dynamic and evolving. So the next time you ask your voice assistant something, remember the challenge it faces in understanding your request. Resolving ambiguity is a significant challenge in NLP, requiring sophisticated methods and strategies. Now think about the word bank. Its meaning changes depending on whether you're talking about a river bank or a money bank. This is where context comes into play. In the world of natural language processing, or NLP for short, context is king. It's the secret sauce that helps us decipher the true meaning behind words and phrases. You see, language isn't static. Like a chameleon, it changes its colors based on the environment. And in the case of language, this environment is the context. Imagine you're reading a book. Each word, sentence, and paragraph is linked, forming a chain of context. If a character says, "I'm feeling blue," without any previous information, you might think they're literally the color blue. But if you know that the character just lost their job, you'd understand that they're feeling sad. This is a simple example of how context can dramatically change the meaning of words. Now let's transfer this scenario to NLP. If a computer is given the sentence, "I'm feeling blue," without any context, it could interpret it literally. But if we provide the context, the sentence's sentiment, and the character's emotional state, the computer could understand that blue in this instance means sad. This is why capturing context accurately is so essential in NLP. It allows computers to understand language more like humans do, making communication more effective. It's not just about understanding individual words, but about understanding the full picture. It's about reading between the lines and interpreting the unspoken nuances of language. This process, though, is easier said than done. Language is complex and context can be subtle and multi-layered. But researchers are finding innovative ways to tackle this challenge, from using deep learning algorithms that can understand semantic relationships between words to developing models that can capture long-range dependencies within text. As you can see, understanding the context is crucial for accurate language processing. Without it, we'd be left with a jumbled mess of words, devoid of any real meaning. But with it, we're one step closer to bridging the gap between human language and computer understanding. Scene script. Have you ever used an expression that was completely misunderstood by someone from a different culture? This highlights the role of cultural nuances in language. When it comes to natural language processing, or NLP, cultural nuances pose a unique challenge. Language is deeply intertwined with culture. The same phrase can mean different things in different cultures, and even the same word can take on a whole new meaning in a different cultural context. Consider the phrase, "break a leg." In many Western cultures, this is a way of wishing someone good luck, especially before a performance. However, in other cultures, this might be taken literally, leading to confusion and misunderstanding. This is where the beauty and complexity of language come into play. Words are not just words. They carry with them the weight of cultural context, history, and shared experiences. And this is something that NLP systems need to understand and navigate. Recognizing and accommodating cultural nuances in language is crucial to developing inclusive language models. In a world where AI is becoming more and more prevalent, it's important that these systems can understand and respect cultural differences in language. This isn't just about avoiding misunderstandings. It's about fostering inclusivity and respect. Imagine an AI chatbot that can not only understand different languages, but also the cultural nuances that come with them. It could provide a more personalized and respectful user experience and even help bridge cultural divides. So, how can we achieve this? One approach is to train NLP systems on diverse data sets that include a wide range of cultural contexts. This can help the system learn to recognize and understand cultural nuances. Another approach is to incorporate cultural sensitivity into the design of the system itself, ensuring that it respects and accommodates cultural differences. In a globalized world, acknowledging cultural nuances in language is more important than ever. It's not just about improving the accuracy of NLP systems. It's about fostering understanding, respect, and inclusivity in our increasingly interconnected world. And that's a goal worth striving for. So, we've explored the challenges of ambiguity, the importance of context, and the impact of cultural nuances in NLP. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? We've navigated the labyrinth of language, delving deep into the intricate layers of natural language processing. We started off by discussing the challenge of ambiguity that arises when words or phrases have multiple meanings. It's a bit like trying to hit a moving target. The meaning shifts depending on the context, making it a tricky task for computers to comprehend. Speaking of context, we also looked into its pivotal role in NLP. Context is like the secret ingredient that gives a sentence its flavor. It's the surrounding words, the overall theme of a conversation, or even the tone of voice that can completely change the meaning of a word or a phrase. It's the reason why understanding "I'm fine" can either mean someone is actually fine or the total opposite, depending on the situation. And then there are the cultural nuances, the subtle yet significant ways in which language is shaped by culture. We saw how expressions and words can vary wildly across different cultures, making it even more complex for language models to accurately interpret and respond. It's why a piece of cake in English isn't about dessert in French, and why "it's raining cats and dogs" could leave someone from a different culture scratching their head in confusion. Understanding these challenges is not just about making NLP models smarter or more accurate. It's about building language models that can communicate effectively, that can understand and be understood by humans in all their diverse, complex glory. It's about breaking down barriers, fostering understanding, and building bridges between humans and machines. Remember, the complexities of NLP are what make it such a fascinating field. Stay tuned for more insights into the world of NLP. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.